Hi and welcome to this week's Alakazam Video Blog. David,
hey,
why are you laughing?
Because I nearly collapsed the table.
You did. The table nearly flipped up and hit me in the face.
Sorry about that. Yeah, how are you?
I'm very well.
We've been very busy the last couple of weeks.
We have been busy. We're always busy.
Well, yeah,
always got something going on. But it's been a good couple of weeks. Everything's been happening at Alakazam HQ. Some really good stuff coming in.
Yeah, apologies for no vlogs.
There is a reason why there wasn't a vlog last week, because we missed 1 week because we were really busy.
Yeah.
Last week we did manage to squeeze in filming one, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah. So why haven't they seen it?
Well, you blame me for this, but there was no volume.
You forgot to turn the mic on.
Because somebody forgot to turn the mic on, yeah.
So
this week, hopefully you can hear us and see us. And yeah, I got fired for a week. So we're back. It's good. We've got some great products here to have a look at. We have
got some great products. Yeah, there's a few of these that I've been really, well, 2 of these I've been really excited about.
Yeah.
And 2 of them you really have been excited about.
Well, 3.
In fact,
you
nearly 4.
haven't let me touch one of them. So.
Right, so what are we going to kick off with?
So shall we kick off with a little talk about bandwidth?
Brilliant.
This has been a long time coming.
It has. Shall I put these on the floor?
Please.
Okay. Right, so Bandwidth by Greg Wilson. Shall we hit the trailer first?
We should play the trailer.
Yeah.
Let's play
Here's
it.
the trailer.
Soften it a little bit. Can you see? Yeah.
I can see.
Tell me when it looks weird.
No!
You want to blow people's minds? One word: bandwidth. For long, look, you just do that. Give it up. Get hot, right? Yeah, this is like that, yeah. And it should fit a little bit better now. Try that out.
Maybe like pull it back. Looks like it was elastic.
Looks like elastic. It kept stretching, and then it snapped back and turned into a ring. It was bent and threw it up in the air, and then it was just on his finger. That's seriously the coolest trick I've ever seen.
Your ring, or a borrowed ring, you stretch it, you put it back to its original condition, you've just manipulated metal and their mind, both, will never be the same again.
Okay, so that was Greg Wilson's fantastic Bandwidth.
I will say with this, you have actually had a copy of this. How many years ago was it?
Maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I got mine.
And it was really annoying because I wasn't able to get hold of one. And you would, every time I saw you, I wasn't working here at the time, you would show me this thing. Even out and about, you'd have it set up like on a night out. And you would just take the ring, I remember it, and just go, eh? And then change it.
The thing is, it's one of those things. Greg was touring with this for ages. He'd done a lecture tour over here. And what a lot of people that tour do lecture tours, what they do is they invent stuff for the tour, and then they may tour around for 2-3 years and then finally release it.
Yeah.
So anyone that was lucky enough to see Greg Wilson lecture would have been able to get hold of a copy. Now I remember the first time I saw Greg do this wasn't actually on in one of his lectures. He popped into the shop, and I remember it because the postman come in to pick up all the mail for the evening, and Greg being Greg, any opportunity to do magic, he'll do it, like
brilliant.
literally. So they come in, he started chatting with them, he done this fantastic things with coins, which he hasn't released yet. I think it was on his DVD, he explains it. Then he just borrowed their ring. I didn't know what he was going to do, and he went into bandwidth, and it really did knock me for six. I mean, it's pure eye candy to watch it happen. Really looks like it's made of elastic. It's really strange. And that was the first time I saw it. And as soon as the postman went, Greg explained it to me, showed it to me, and basically gave me one of the bandwidths there. And it's just a phenomenal trick. The great thing about Greg is almost everything he does appears to be impromptu.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this as well. Even the phase, you get a bonus phase with this, where you actually squash the ring down and then visually restore it back to its size, and you get all the gimmicks for that as well. So, yeah, he's always set to go with something on him that seems impromptu, or he does some great impromptu magic. So,
I mean, Greg was kind enough to do the trailer for the V-Deck because he loved the V-Deck, and we went to Smoke and Mirrors, and we filmed it there. And I remember as a warm-up, Greg was just doing impromptu magic, and it really opened my eyes to the fact that, you know, when you go out as a magician, just go out for a meal or go to a club or whatever, magicians usually carry a pack of cards with them and various other things. What Greg has on him, he is prepared, but everything he has on him looks impromptu. So it's coins, it's something with a piece of paper to turn. He's got that lovely thing which we sell on the site, where you just got a blank piece of paper and you slowly print it. Really nice. Lovely. And everything that he performed seemed like he was just going, oh, I'll try something with this coin. But it was gaffed to the hilt, but it just seemed impromptu. Now, one of the nice things about this version of Bandwidth compared to the one I had, and he did have the idea when I had one off him, he said, look, when I eventually release this, I've designed the gimmick so it can be used with both gold and silver rings. So with this gimmick, for the stretching portion of the effect, you could do it with either gold or silver. With the original that he released, it was purely silver.
No, I mean, it comes with a high recommendation. The gimmicks are made superbly, really nice. The video's brilliant. You know, it takes you through it in depth, tuition on it. On both the stretching and the squashing and restoring. So it's just a great product. It doesn't take up much space on you. It's visual, so it ticks the boxes. You know?
And it's all there. And as what's coming quite popular now is it comes with a code for a streaming video. But if you purchase this from us, the instructions will automatically go into your account. I've set it up so they'll automatically go in. You don't have to follow any links or anything. Just go to my streaming videos, and as soon as you buy this, the instructions will be in your account. So that is Bandwidth by Greg Wilson. That's $32.99. It is something that I know you'll perform if you get it. It's really, really cool. Right, Wishbone by Paul Harris and Bro Gilbert.
I wasn't sure about this when I saw it, or like the video and that, but I actually really like it.
Do you know what? This is another one that appears, if you do it, I've always said this, you know, there's correct magic for the correct time. If you do this in the correct situation, you've got a masterpiece on your hands. It's a great little bit. It's
like a situation when you're in a coffee shop and your boss puts you on the spot and says they will show you something really great.
But to be fair, I had given you one of these to take home and learn, and all right, yes, it was on the way home. We popped in for a coffee, so I did sort of, but I did know you had this on you.
It's sealed in the bottom of my bag.
But you did it.
They will show you something with a couple of stirrers. Will I? Okay. So literally trying to stall a little bit, I grabbed a couple of these out and I walked over to where the stirrers are, pretended, you know, what I
done
need,
it.
and I did it.
Well, the thing is, when I first saw the trailer, I'm not sure if they've changed the trailer for this, because when I first saw the trailer, everything looked not hokey, but he looked like Bro looked like he come out already set and everything else. And I thought to myself, the idea is quite nice, but you know, to show it in that position's a bit odd and everything else. But you literally show them separate and go into it. I don't, for me personally, the fact that they're signing them makes no difference.
Yeah, I mean, this, when you put me on the spot, I didn't have a pen, so I didn't go for the sign thing. And I don't think it makes any difference.
I just think it's a magician thing.
Yeah.
I do think it's a magician thing. You know, we get everything signed. A layperson, you know, if you perform a trick with a dupe, a layperson thinks it's the same card.
Yeah.
They don't ever say, well, I didn't sign it. How could I possibly know?
Yeah.
They never do. I've performed loads of effects with dupes.
Yeah.
And the signing...
No, I think you're right. I don't think it adds anything, in my opinion, to this effect. But
The only way it does... Sorry, I'm going to stop you before you go over there. The only way it does is if us, as the magician, build it up, i.e., I'm going to get you to sign name. That way you know there's no way I can change it. Yeah. So it's us that makes it important to them. Without us saying that, it's not important.
So in their mind, there's no way you would have any funny setup to this. It's just if I say I'm going to go and grab a couple of stirrers,
then that's what they are. We're used to seeing stirrers in there. Yeah. So without.
Yeah. Let me just grab a couple of stirrers. From over here, and this is what they are. So I'm going to take them and crisscross them in this crisscross
formation.
As you can see, I try and make this as fair as you can see.
Now, if you wanted them signed, they would sign the end bits here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, you can see that's just two.
Yeah,
sticks.
that's just two sticks.
Right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break off just this top section.
I'm going to listen to them break. That broke.
Good.
Yeah.
And you can see that here. These are the sections I want. Actually, let me just realign these, just so they're in a kind of triangle. And with your hand flat here, I'm going to pop this on top.
Yeah.
With your two fingers here,
yeah.
Can you just rub the top? That's it. Now, push down on them. That's great. I'm going to try something. Just a little bit of heat, just about here. I'm going to cause a little souvenir that you're not going to forget. Watch. Boom, just there. In fact, if you now pick that up, they should be morphed together.
And that is one solid piece.
And she freaked out, right,
when
I did this.
Yeah, yeah.
And now she gets to keep that. It's a very cool, everything can be examined. It's a really nice piece of magic that happens in their hands. No, you're not going to do it at every table. No. But you know, as well as I do, that even if you're in a situation where there's coffee after dinner and you walk over with a couple of the stirrers, say, I'll grab these over there, let me try something. Yeah. Then, you can make it suit the situation.
That's the most, you know, that's where this is powerful. The other thing is as well, because I'm sort of holding this now, I know what stirrers are. You can imagine that every time they go into Starbucks or Costa or whatever, they're going to be grabbing two of these and trying it.
I will say it is consumable, I suppose.
Yeah, it is a consumable item.
You can use one each time you do it, but I think for the strength of the effect, it's worth it. It really is. You get, I haven't counted how many you get in there, but it is.
You get a big bundle in there, and I heard that they are bringing out refills.
Brilliant.
So you won't have to buy, as far as I'm aware, you won't have to keep buying the trick. You will be able to buy bags of refills.
And that's great news, because once you do this once, I mean, I said I was on the fence for this, but when you put me on the spot and I performed it, once you do it, you will want to keep performing it.
It's a very simple piece of magic. Yeah. It's very easy for your spectator to follow. They're left with a true impossible object.
Yeah.
You know, they can take these pieces home now and try and figure it out. There's no way they're going to figure it out. Yeah. It's one of those things, and I was the same as you, you know, when I saw the trailer, but like I said at the beginning, I think they've changed the trailer now, because you know, it's so much stronger showing the two sticks separately, putting them together and then proceeding with the magic rather than coming out in that weird position.
And I think if if you're a working magician or even not, you're going to play around with this, and you are going to come up, like I've come up with a handling where you literally place two on the table, get them examined, do a card trick, collect them back, go straight into it.
Yeah.
So there are ways of doing it. But you know, you're going to play with this, you're going to love it, and you're going to come up with your own little handling, I think.
So that is Wishbone.
Beautiful.
So now we're going to move on to officially what is your favourite trick to them in the shop, as you've just told me.
It is officially my favourite trick to them and perform, really, and it's cross. This is just visual. I mean, we were talking earlier about visual eye candy. This just falls straight into this.
Yeah, it looks, when you did it to me, when I saw it on the trailer, I had various methods in mind. None of them were correct.
Yeah.
When you watch it in real life, it looks like a camera trick. It looks like it's a digital image flashing about. It looks really, really weird.
You know, for years,
very clever.
Years as magicians, we always look for that next gimmick, which satisfies us as a magician.
Yeah.
You know? We do buy to perform on the layperson, and this falls perfectly into that category as well. But there's nothing better than opening a gimmick and going, "Oh, that's really cool."
Yeah.
You know? And that's exactly what you get with this.
And it works flawlessly.
Yeah, it's
it
practical.
really does.
Yeah, yeah. It's so the effect. You can end this many ways, really, but the main effect is that you take a card, it can be signed, you draw a cross on the back, and so visually, you can cause that cross to jump from one place to another, and then from that place to another place, and then you can make it jump off the card.
Yeah. So you've been combining this with double cross.
Yeah. So
the Magic Smith thing.
And the two tricks go perfectly together. So you get them to hold a hand out, drop one by the side, their hands out here. With their other hand, they pick a card, they draw a cross on the back of it, and now the cross jumps across the card, and then boom, off the card, and then they open their hand, and the cross is in the hand. Now, double cross are on the way.
But you can order them both off the website if you want. But it's, yeah, I mean, it's easy to do. The gimmick itself does the work for you. There's a little bit of handling practice, but sort of 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nothing really technical there at all.
Yeah.
And it just looks so clean.
Yeah.
We're going to go into a little, we're going to move the camera because we want to get a sort of close up on it because it looks this good. So
but there's no camera trick here, and and you're not seeing anything that you wouldn't see if you were to do it in front of you.
No, you're just going to see it a bit closer up, so you're more into the action.
There we go. So shall we do it now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I'd like to show you something which I find really weird. I've taken an old card from a red pack. I'm going to pop that down there. And from this, I would normally get you to pick one, but seeing as you're behind the camera, we'll go for this one, 4 of diamonds. Yep. On the back of the 4, I'm going to draw a little cross, just here, so you can see it. Now, don't take your eyes off the cross, because you're going to see something really quite weird. If I take it and I do this, I can actually cause it to move across the card. I'll try this visually, just here. In fact, watch the cross. Don't take your eyes off it. I just do this, and it goes. Look, if I turn over, you should be able to see right there on the back of that card. And that's now jumped from the 4 all the way over to the odd card, the red card, the Joker.
Right, so that was cross, and it really does look that good.
I love it. As I say, it's easy to use.
Yeah.
There's no real difficult sleight of hand there. I think every magician with basic knowledge will be able to handle this.
Yeah.
That effect with the red card, I haven't seen the whole DVD, so that's something that I threw in there. You helped me with some of the handling on it. So the red card thing, it's pretty self-explanatory once you've got the effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I say, the ending to this, you can end anywhere. And I think the original ends on their signed card, so it's found their signed card.
Right,
The cross on
okay.
the back. As I believe. So yeah, it's a great effect, and I highly recommend that.
Yeah, really, really cool. So that is cross, and as we're talking, this is in stock now.
Ooh.
Changeling. by Mark Lavelle and Martin Rowland, whose name I don't think appears on there, and Entertainers Magic.
It appears there.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
It does appear on there. That's why I should wear my glasses.
I was like, where does it not appear?
It's not there.
Yeah.
It's there, but not there.
It's on there.
Right. So that is Changeling by Mark Lavelle and Martin Rowland, which it says quite clearly there.
It is,
I should read the title.
It is an absolute killer of a practical trick.
It is brilliant. I saw this in Blackpool for the first time. Our good friend Wayne Goodman performed it on me at Tainus' stand.
Yeah.
I immediately went up to Tainus and he said he had sold out, but he said he would get one made for me.
Nice.
So about half hour later he come and gave me a Changeling, but he didn't have any DVDs left. So I come up with my own sort of handling, which I presume is on the DVD because it's pretty basic.
It's nice though.
Yeah, it works because at first I was looking at the gimmick and thinking, yeah, it's really great and it does this and it's brilliant, but what routine am I going to do with it to leave me in the correct position? And then I just come up with that handling. It shows, because at first, you know, when you've got a gimmick and you think, okay, I've got to bring the gimmick out like this, I've got to do this, but you don't. When you put some thought into it, it just comes out of the wad of cash and you do a great effect with it.
There are also, because I know you put the, and I had a look as well, we put the DVD in yesterday. And
Yeah.
there are a ton of awesome handlings on there.
Yeah.
Mark Lavelle. So, yeah, the teaching's great on it, and also the construction of the gimmick, the teaching of that. I had a look at that, and Mark goes into really great detail. He takes it nice and slow. So everything on here you're going to be able to follow and make up. And once you've made it up, it's that one-time makeup. You know, it's ready to go. And it
should only take about, what, 10 minutes or so to make up?
Yeah,
10,
that,
15 minutes?
The construction is very simple, is straightforward.
Yeah.
I would really take my time over. You know, you just want to over everything.
You just do it precise, yeah.
That one time is the only time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the teaching's great, and it's just the most visual. Are we going to go into a?
We'll go into a little performance of me doing my handling. I say it's my handling. I haven't seen it on here yet, but chances are it's on there because, like I said, it's pretty basic. But this is the handling I came up with by just playing with the gimmick. So this is me performing it on Jenny yesterday. Jen, we're going to show you a little trick using some money. We are going to use a £10 note and a £5 note for this. If I asked you to name any one of the notes, which one would it be?
10.
The 10, okay, we're going to try something out with the 10. Take hold of the 10. I want you to fold it over just like this.
Yeah.
And fold it over so we can still see the 10 sign. That's perfect. Okay, so here's the idea. You left-handed or right-handed?
Right.
Okay, hold your right hand out. We're going to take the £10 note, which was the note you asked for, place it in your hand, close your hand and turn your hand over.
Okay.
I've got the 5, you've got the 10. Watch carefully, all we have to do is snap here and snap here. And the 5's going to jump out of your hand into mine, the 10's going to jump from mine into yours, or vice versa.
Alright.
Yeah? What were you holding?
I was holding a 10.
Have a look. You've now got the 5.
No.
You have. I've got the 10. You take hold of the 10. I'll take the 5. Unfold the 10. I'll unfold the 5. And that is Changeling.
So, I mean, now you can see how visual that really is.
It's really cool. I've got a £10 note here, and I'll show you just quickly.
Yeah.
So we've got a £10 note. Nothing in my hand. All we have to do is just close the £10 note like this, and it turns into a 5, both front and back. And if you want your 10, that's now
hello.
nicely.
Nice. So
in my
even
wallet.
something as seemingly impromptu as that,
Yeah.
it's really lovely.
It's a great little thing. You imagine, I know, if you're doing tables, you could easily do that transposition at a table that I performed on Jenny.
Yeah.
But even if you were doing tables, all you would have to do is take out £5 of your money, put it in your wallet, borrow £10 of them, if you had a Himba wallet or whatever, borrow £10 of them, fold it up, do your business, do your change so it's visual, and then they change places into your wallet. But even by holding a £10 note and just doing that, bang, and bringing that out your pocket.
You're going to find the perfect place to perform this. You know?
And remember, this doesn't have to be money to money. That can be a magazine piece to money.
Yeah.
That could be just a blank piece of paper to money, lottery ticket to money.
Yeah.
But it is so visual. It really is.
And I think what's great about this is it, I believe it quoted on there, is that it uses any currency.
Yeah,
So,
there's no reason why it shouldn't be able to use any currency at all,
Yeah.
really, because of the way it's constructed. For me, one of the main powers of this is the fact that it's in their hands.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it is so cool. If I put it in my hand, closed it, and opened it,
Yeah.
it would still look equally as impressive to maybe even more so,
Yeah.
because you're going to be focusing on it more.
Yeah.
As if I do it in your hand and get you to open it, you're sort of, half the time you're looking at me, then you're looking down. So you don't, even though it's happening in your hand, you're not focusing on it all the time. Whereas if I said, look, watch.
Yeah, it's just.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're focused now, so you see that visual moment.
Yeah. And to another way that he does that, gets that visual moment, is in the pint glass.
That looks awesome.
Mark does this awesome handling where he puts it in the pint glass and then he gets the guy to shake at the same time his one transposed.
Yeah.
And it's just, the guy's reaction is like, what? It's
It
in my
looks
hands,
incredible.
it's there.
It looks so it's totally isolated. You can see it's a £10 note or whatever.
Yeah.
Shakes it and bang, it changes. Obviously, you can have the note changing the other way, so you can have it changing from a 5 to a 10. You can have it, a 20 to a 50. So your options are there. It's basically the method to this is what makes it really clever. You can adapt that method to whatever you want, really. And once you've learnt this, you can make really as many. You get the gimmicks in there to make one set, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
But once you know the method, you can just make them.
Yeah, that's
you
it.
know?
Which is great.
It's very, very good. And I've been really excited about this ever since.
In, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. Ever since I saw it at Blackpool and got my copy, and I've been trying not to show magicians in the shop as well, because I've been wanting to keep it to myself a bit. I knew it would hit at some point, but literally I've shown it to a couple of people, and as soon as you show it to them, they just go, yeah, just put me down for one. It's practical, it's easy to do, and honestly, I think if you buy one, you are going to do it. You're going to carry it with you, and you are going to do it. It's one of those tricks. It's not something you're going to look at and go, well, I can only do it on YouTube or whatever. This is something that you are going to carry and you are going to do because it's great.
Yeah.
It really is great. I mean, that gets my highest recommendation. And with the amount of magic coming out at the moment, I have to say a lot of it seems to be going down the YouTube magic route. And when we open it up, hence we try to keep the Alakazam vlogs to things that we believe are worth your time, rather than spending half an hour talking about stuff that you're not interested in. We pick what we consider to be the best of the bunch. There's a lot of magic coming out at the moment, which, to be fair, quite a few years ago would have just appeared in a magazine for free because they're little ideas.
So quite impractical.
Quite impractical. But when you get something like this, and in fact all the things we've shown you today, and all the things we show you on the vlogs, because we only pick the ones that we know work in the real world, the ones that you're going to be able to do in almost any performing situation. And this ticks all of those boxes. It looks great and it's practical.
Yeah, that is the changeling.
It's like the wow gimmick for money.
Nice.
Eh?
There's a quote.
There's a quote.
So that brings us towards the end of this week's Alakazam vlog. Please follow us in all the usual places, Facebook and Twitter, and of course, just about here for YouTube.
I've got one more thing to say,
Please.
which I always have. If you haven't seen our Alakazam bundles yet, the bundle deals, go and check them out, especially the £99 bundle, because we've added a lot of new items to it. It's always worth checking out the bundle deals because we are constantly changing what's in there and adding new bits. And it really does sort of provide serious value for money, really.
Can you name a couple of the new ones that have gone in there?
I will.
Yeah.
Bandwidth,
Yeah.
Changeling, and I think Wishbone.
I don't know.
I think it has.
Wishbone.
So that's all.
3 effects already.
Yeah, I think Changeling's in there,
Yeah, it should be.
and I think Bandwidth's in there,
Yeah, it is.
and I think Wishbone's in there.
I should have told you rather than asking, but
But there are some great ones in there. Check them out. Check out the Alakazam VIP bundle as well, because that's awesome.
and a beginner's bundle which is coming.
Ah,
Yes.
yes, for any guys out there that are sort of sitting on the fence, wanting to get into Magic, but not really taken that leap yet, you have chosen, how many effects?
4.
4 nice effects. We've got Pen for Anything.
Pen for Anything, sponge ball routine that I use, Vanishing Silk, and Svengalis.
So 4 great effects.
And I'm teaching my kind of uses for them and handlings.
Brilliant.
As well,
so if you buy that beginner's bundle, which will be up on the site, you'll also get David's full tutorial in a streaming video format. So he'll teach you how to do all of those effects. The Pen for Anything, the Sponge Balls, the Svengali deck, and the Thumb Tip and Silk.
There you go, yeah.
So that is a great beginner's bundle. Even if you want to buy someone a gift, it's fantastic. A great way to get them into Magic, and they are all very strong effects.
They are, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sounded a bit sleepy then.
No, I was just trying to think of what to say next, because I ended it with the YouTube thing, so I didn't really know how to outro.
Oh, shall I outro it?
Outro it.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Hi, and welcome to this week's... Hey!
Hello.
Ready?
Yeah.
Right.
Done. You alright?
Yeah. Do that again.
Okay.
Right.
Let's...
Right, okay. You ready?
Yeah. Pete, I've got to say, I'm not going to review a product here, but I have been watching you in the shop, and I'm going to have to say, you're probably one of the best people I've seen that psychologically forces somebody. Like the forces you use, I've been trying to learn them, so I'm going to try one.
A psychological force you're
Yeah.
going to try on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's try this then. So, I've got a card here,
Yep.
and I'll put it down here.
Yep.
Now look at me, because otherwise it won't. So I'm going to try and force you to select the card I've got here.
Right.
Okay, so look at me. Okay, how's that going?
Nothing.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
No.
Let me just. Okay, just.
I've got. I think I've got one.
Get one in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just from here, nice and subtly. Got a card?
Yeah.
What is it?
5 of clubs.
Sorry?
5 of clubs.